guys, it's Sam, and today we're going to be doing a holiday get ready with me. This is not necessarily a holiday look. I'm just briefly talking about my plans for the holidays. This get ready with me is kind of a mess because I am just kind of all over the place today, and I wasn't sure how this makeup look was going to turn out, and it was just kind of all over the place. But the point of these is to just be a casual fun, put them on in the background while you're doing something or while you're doing your own makeup or whatever. So I encourage you to do that, and let's get into it. This is my first time filming a get ready with me on this new camera, which is great because it actually shows stuff way better and it is better lighting and all of these things, and I can like zoom in and stuff, but I also don't quite know how I want to do it, and I'm a little paranoid about being out of frame, so see how this goes. Also, I will be wearing this holiday sweater in almost every video coming up because it's the time of year, but you can tell that it's different days because I'll have different makeup on. But I really can't decide what to do today for this look. I have like a bunch of different ideas. I think I might go with like a pinky red thing. I don't know, I don't know. It's all very stressful. I don't know why I'm being so stressed about it. So as I'm filming this, it's about one and a half weeks until like my holiday plans officially ramp up. Every year we drive home for Christmas to my family who live in Illinois, and we don't quite know when we're leaving until we leave, and it's just kind of stressful in that way. Like we can't quite decide because we don't want to take too many days off work, and then we have to kind of look at the weather, and like it's just all kind of blah. But leading up to that, I have like assignments and stuff due because my class doesn't get over until I think the 16th, I want to say, and so I have assignments due and like a giant paper. It's my research class that I've been bitching about like all month. All the last like 7 weeks that it's taken place, and I'm not in the mood. I'm also really tired today, can you tell? By the way, if you're new here, I do use this Jeffree Star mirror because it's the biggest mirror that I own, but I haven't bought anything from him in 2 years. So I mentioned that in almost every video in case somebody's new and doesn't know that, and I get a comment like, oh my gosh, Jeffree Star's a trash bag. Yeah, I know. But it's also the biggest mirror that I own, and the easiest way to do get ready with me is with this mirror. So we had our agency Christmas party for the agency that I work for today, and after that I needed to take a nap, and it's been snowing all day. So snow is great, and snow is my love, and I adore it because, again, I'm from the Midwest, so it's just kind of like in the blood to just love and adore it. But it also makes me a little bit sleepy because it's like, ooh, it's all cozy, I should be inside and all warm and all nice. And so I ran a couple errands after that and then needed to come home and take a nap, which I did, and then my alarm didn't like go off. Like it went off, but it didn't actually work. And so I overslept a little bit more than I was planning, and now I feel like my contacts are really dried out and my eyes are really dry, and I'm not happy. This is supposed to be like a happier get ready with me, so I don't know why I'm being such a bummer. I didn't feel like that before I sat down. I'm sorry. Okay, let's just like get it together. Man. So I wore a look sort of this morning that I liked, so I think I'm going to just adapt that to be a little bit darker and smokier as per what I do for videos and stuff, because I couldn't wear a dark smoky look to the agency Christmas party. It just wouldn't have been appropriate. So I'm going to do that now. I also have a new foundation I'm trying out, which you'll see in a little bit. So I'm excited about that because I haven't tried a new foundation in a hot minute. So I'm definitely looking forward to going home for Christmas, and just, I feel like, I don't know, I haven't quite felt like it's Christmas quite yet. Like we got our Christmas tree up, we have all the Christmas decorations up, but I'm like, oh, I have a ton of time for Christmas. And it's like, no, Christmas is like a few weeks away. There is not time, but I haven't done any of my Christmas shopping. Like, I know what I'm going to get, and I think what I'm going to do tonight, actually, when I'm done filming and everything, is officially do my bullet journal spreads for Christmas stuff, like my gift spreads and stuff like that, so I can fully get myself, like, visually organized. That's been really helpful in other areas of my life as far as, like, filming or assignments that are due or, like, cases, paperwork, stuff like that with the bullet journal. So I think I'm going to do that just to kind of really focus myself a bit and be like, nah, girl, you are running out of time, because I feel like I'm running out of time. Vlogmas is so bizarre because I feel like I've been filming a ton, which obviously I have because Vlogmas, but I'm like, wait, I only filmed that like a week ago instead of like it should have been 3 weeks ago based on my usual filming schedule, and like what's going on? So it's all very overwhelming. But it's fun so far. I've been liking it. Have you guys been liking it? I feel like you've been liking it. What do I want to use? Like, this shouldn't be so hard. I don't know why I'm out of it. Okay. I think it's also because it's hard to film these get ready with me's because they're not in my usual spot. Like, I have a mirror, a makeup mirror in front of me usually, and it's just easier when I can like see my full face and kind of see it come together. And with get ready with me's, you don't have that because I'm over here and I have my lights and like it's not the same spot. I'm kind of like doing stuff differently, so I think it kind of throws me off more than I would like to give it credit for. But I think it does because I am just all over. So our drive home was like 14 hours, and we have a friend that stays at our house to watch our cats while we're gone, because we take the dog, obviously, because she would absolutely die without us. And my family like loves the dog, and they're like so excited to have her back, so that's gonna be great. And she loves snow. Like I said, it just snowed here, so she's like pumped. But Illinois gets way more snow than we do, so she's excited for that, I'm sure, even though she doesn't even know it yet. But I'm excited to go back, and it's just good. I mean, that's like the only holiday we go back for. We're doing Christmas dinner. We already have it planned. I am hype. So the rest of my family is eating probably like steaks or something, but I don't really eat meat. I'm basically pescatarian. I don't really eat fish a lot either, though. If anything, I'm eating like shellfish, but I don't eat like other meat really. So I don't even remember the last time that I had red meat. So I'm having my own like vegan meat basically because I tried some for Thanksgiving and it was real good. So I'm doing that. And then we're doing a bunch of different sides. We're doing like a stuffed mushroom casserole, which I made for Thanksgiving, and it was so freaking good. So I'm making that again because that was awesome. Sweet potatoes, asparagus, my mom makes like a strawberry salad ambrosia type thing, which it's called something different like every part of the country, so I don't even know how to describe it. And regular like loaded mashed potatoes and like rolls obviously. And Gerald's making a bunch of cookies because he's gotten really into baking in the last 6 months to a year, which is hilarious. So he's making his own gingerbread cookies that he's like never tried before. So that's going to be fun and interesting. And something called peanut butter elf bites that my mom makes, which are basically Rice Krispie treats with peanut butter in like little bite-sized amounts. And some other cookie. Oh, I think snickerdoodles. So I am just very excited. And then just being back home is nice because there's all this food in the Midwest. It's different than food out here, obviously. So I'm just like ready for it. Or even just places that are like my hometown places that I don't get to eat anymore and I want to eat. And I can't because they're not close by, so now I get to, and it just makes me happy. I go hard. Like, it's not like I watch anything as far as like eating out or whatever. I just go ham because it's like I don't get these but once a year, so I'm gonna live my best life because I'm going in like a couple different directions. This is not the best time to do a get ready with me. But that's why it's not a tutorial. It's to get ready with me and possibly see how much I mess up. I used the shade, like the glimmery shade I just put on this morning in my makeup look, like I said, for my holiday party for work. And I really liked that, but I was using shades like all from the same palette. And right now, I'm literally pulling from like every eyeshadow palette I own, which is good because, you know, gets the use out of all the palettes. But it's also like, I think it was more cohesive when I just did the one palette. You know, makes sense. And now I'm just kind of being like, yeah, let's just dip in this, and let's just dip in this, and let's just see what happens. And it's like, yeah, bad things might happen. I mean, I'm just dipping into eyeshadows that I haven't used in a long time. So I have a Makeup Geek eyeshadow palette that I used to use a lot, and I just haven't because my whole life has been consumed by the Kat Von D Metal Matte eyeshadow palette since I got it last year for Christmas. So I use that because that's the one I find the most inspiring. So some of these others I just don't reach for in the way that I used to, which is kind of a shame, but I'll probably end up going back to them at some point. It's kind of coming together. Yeah, it's coming together. It'll be fine in the end. That brown really brought it back around. Man, good for me. I've been great at eyeshadow. Some days I do surprise myself though, and this is one of those days, because just until I put that brown down, it was, I wasn't really that hopeful, to be honest. You gotta have faith in yourself, you know? It might be time before I darken parts up for the foundation, which hopefully it looks nice, because again, this is the first time trying it. So I have wet my beauty blender, and now is the time for the foundation. So I'm trying the L'Oreal Infallible ProGlow foundation, which I know 1.5 million beauty YouTubers have already tried and have varying opinions on. But I think I mentioned before that I recently, in the last like year, have figured out that I have dry to possibly dehydrated skin. Like maybe I have some combination skin, but it's been dehydrated so it feels more dry. I feel like I've actually had dry skin though, like my whole life, and just never realized it because I just assumed that like basically everyone had oily skin if you had any kind of like spots or whatever, which I think really messed me up for a while. So I'm just now adapting to the fact that like I think I have dry skin, so I should use like dry skin foundations, and I wanted to try one of these because this is more glowy and I like that like sort of glowy look. Like I'm getting away from the matte look all the time, and I think that's kind of just how makeup's going in general. So I'm gonna try this. This is in the fairest shade that I could find, and we'll see if it works. I just haven't used a drugstore foundation in a while because you don't know what the shade is like. I like being able to go to Sephora, Ulta, well Sephora because Ulta doesn't give samples, but Sephora and getting a sample and trying it out and stuff, because usually it doesn't go fair enough, but I think this should be fine. And I've never actually tried a glowy foundation. Like I've used like the face and body foundations, which aren't really necessarily glowy, but like are more of a light to medium coverage, or a little just more skin-like. This one's a straight up glowy one, so I am very intrigued and hopeful, and we'll see how it goes. I would like to like it. If I don't like this, I might try the IT Cosmetics CC cream, because I've heard good things about that. Basically, I've been watching a lot of like Jamie Page and Alana Davidson, I think her name is. They're two Canadians who are super chill, and I just really adore them, but they both have drier skin and they use some of these and I've recommended them. So it's definitely liquidy. I like smelling them just to see if they have like a fragrance component. I kind of didn't do this the right way, because now I have to like hold this mirror in a weird wonky way. But I like putting my foundation on my hand as a palette and then putting it on my skin instead of trying to put it on a beauty blender or something. And this shouldn't dry down like super bad, so okay, let's see. I think the shade matches me, which is nice, because I was a little nervous about that. It's always so hard to tell if drugstore ranges are gonna match you, so it looks like it does. I'm gonna put on another layer though, just to see. I think I really like it. Like it looks skin-like, which is really nice, and it feels like not super heavy, and definitely looks like glowy, but not what I would call dewy, because dewy would be like a little too radiant sometimes in my opinion, like if it looks like greasy or whatever. So I think this is good. I'm still gonna do some concealer, and we'll see how I feel about it as it wears. I mean, I'm really torn because on one hand it almost doesn't look super glowy, so I'm kind of like, it definitely looks skin-like, but it doesn't look like super glow, and if you're wearing like a glowy something called ProGlow, I almost feel like you need more. But is that just me being picky? I don't know, maybe. My skin's been doing like really well actually lately. I've really just gotten some of the dryness under control, because my skin was starting to kind of erupt a little bit because it was getting too dry, and so I was getting acne from that, and like clogged pores more so than anything else. So now that that's under control, I feel like my skin is looking pretty good. I've mainly just been using concealer, like spot concealing, and not doing much of anything else. I don't wear any kind of liquid or cream foundation to work. I just do a powder. So like the day-to-day I don't worry about anything like this, but for like videos and stuff I just tend to spot conceal things. It's funny, the more this is sitting on my skin, the more I'm like, this almost feels matte to me. Because like I feel like it's sort of accentuating. Maybe I need to re-wet my beauty blender. Sometimes a dried out beauty blender can make things feel drier than they actually are. But yeah, it almost feels matte in places, but then it like dries down. This is bizarre. Maybe just because I haven't used a normal foundation in a while like this. I'm gonna be so intrigued to see how this wears and how it glows and stuff. I'm doing the exact same thing that I do with my foundation or just concealing or whatever all the time. So I'm not changing anything up, so I am gonna like powder this with my Hourglass Radiant, whatever the hell it's called. Ambient lighting powder? Yeah, ambient lighting powder. because I do this with any foundation or concealer or whatever that I do, because I think it gives a really pretty finish to it and kind of just like rounds everything out. But right now, I'm not feeling super glowy. Watch on camera is gonna be like, what are you talking about? It's so glowy! And it could just be that, because again, I'm used to doing it in front of my makeup mirror and like different lighting and stuff like that. So that's more of a true test. I get a better idea that I'm just looking at it in a tiny compact like this. It's weird when there's just lighting this way and I can't look from different directions. I know I'm bitching about it a lot, but it's a little bizarre. All right, back to the normal state of affairs. So let me know what you guys are doing for the holidays and if you're going away or anything like that. Like I said, like going away kind of, like, I don't know, I just do. But I definitely don't look forward to it until the end of the year. Like, I hate this drive after I've done this drive because like 14 hours in the car with a dog is not super fun, but it is worth it. And then we stay home for like a couple weeks and then come back like after New Year's. And like I said, we have somebody watching the house, like staying here at the house the entire time and stuff, which is really convenient and nice. So I don't really have to worry about it. And I get a ton of days off around the holidays, as most people tend to anyway. And then just take, you know, I save a lot of my vacation time for this time of year. But yeah, it's nice. But even in like July, I was like, oh, I am not looking forward to this drive. So it's just been recently where I've been like, I could do this drive. Like I'm making like healthier snacks on the way. Gerald's actually looking forward to like stopping and having McDonald's because he's like allowing himself McDonald's as like a treat. We don't eat like any McDonald's ever. That's not like our fast food place of choice. We're more of like Arby's people. So the fact that he's like, man, I'm ready for some McDonald's is actually like super funny. And I'm looking forward to hopefully some Chicago deep dish pizza up in my life and a bunch of different local places that we go to. Some Culver's, that's a regional thing that only my Midwestern people are gonna know. Although I do think that Culver's has expanded to a couple other places that are like not Midwestern, just like randomly, and it's so weird. Because it's like, that's a Wisconsin border type thing, yo. Like, it's not, you can't just have a Culver's like everywhere. Kind of like Portillo's, that's another like Chicagoland area thing. You can't just have Portillo's other places, like, what? I'm so mystified by this foundation, to be honest. I can't decide how I feel about it. I also still need to very much shop for my dad, who's one of the hardest people to shop for because he doesn't want or need anything. Where my mom has a big wish list, which is really fantastic. But then I want to get equivalent, you know, amount of things for both of them. And when he doesn't really want anything, it's hard to do. Have you guys already gotten your shopping done? Probably, because you're all responsible. Also, if it's snowing, I'm really in the mood to play video games. I mean, not that I'm never not in the mood to play video games, to be honest, but like there's something about it being winter and just being like feeling as though you're stuck inside even though you're not doing anything different than you usually do. That makes me want to play video games, specifically like Skyrim, and I don't even like Skyrim. I've talked about like where I don't think Skyrim's like the best game by any means, but something about this weather, because I think I started playing Skyrim like this time, what, like 4 years ago? Something about this weather makes me like, ooh, I kinda wanna play Skyrim, but I also wanna play Mass Effect, which is my life all the time, so that's no different than it usually is. If you're new to how I do Get Ready With Me's on my channel, this is kind of how I like doing them. I like it just being like you're sitting there doing your makeup with your friend, like nothing super serious, not a tutorial, not really walking you through my process, occasionally talking about products I'm using if I'm like using something new, you know, like I did today or whatever, but nothing like overly serious. That's the kind of Get Ready With Me's that I like watching, where it's just like someone is bullshitting about their day or like their week or what they've been doing, what they've been up to. Like that is my preference, because anything super serious and I'm like, well, this is basically a tutorial with this mascara, and I love this mascara, it's my favorite, but the first couple times you use it, it's not super great, like because it sort of has to dry out a little bit. I like a drier formula of mascara, so it has to dry out and get like a little thicker, and then it's awesome. So I'm doing it now so that by the time the holidays roll around, it's like ready for action. Because it only takes a little while, like a few uses, and then it is good. But the first couple is just like, it's okay. Speaking of makeup, I have been so disappointed in this year's holiday releases. Like I usually have at least one makeup palette that I kind of want. Because I just, at this point, I'm really only buying limited edition palettes because I don't need anything like that's your normal basic palette. Like I have all of that, so I get some of the more like cool limited edition ones. And there's like nothing this year. Kat Von D's super disappointing. I don't want the Satan Center palette. It looks kind of like a hot mess and I'm not interested. And the Metal Matte palette is like my whole life. So, you know, I was hoping for something like that this year. And like no other palettes look really good and there's no like products that look really awesome that I want to try. It's just kind of like, Because usually I have at least one makeup item on my wish list and I just don't this year. Which is fine because I don't need anything. But it's just like, oh, it's always nice to kind of have like a new palette for the new year to kind of like experiment with and do new things with, and this year I really don't, which is fine because like I said, I don't need anything really, and I'm asking for a lot of bullet journal stuff and bullet journal supplies and things, and then obviously like I have a couple books and things and household items, whatever, you know, the huge. The camera died again, so I went ahead and finished up my brows and did my lashes off camera because it's just an easier process for everyone if I do my lashes off camera. On my recent videos, one of my lashes decided to try to migrate off my face and just, there was a complete coup against me, which has never happened with eyelashes before. So I'm nervous now that my lashes are gonna do the same thing because I'm bulk filming because of it being Vlogmas. So like I keep filming things back to back to back, and if that happens, then it's like multiple videos where that's happening. So I'm nervous. So I just went back to my standard lashes. Even though those lashes weren't anything crazy, I just went back to my like tried and true, the ones that I use all the time. And if it happens with these, then my lash glue is going bad or something. But now I'm like super paranoid. But I figured I would just do my lipstick and then we can be done. I also noticed in the other mirror when I was doing my lashes that I like the way that this foundation looks. So I think it's just the lighting situation, like from my end and everything. It looks good on camera. Anyway, it's that, not the foundation that's an actual problem. That feels so nice. I actually wore a standard bullet lipstick for the first time in probably close to a year. I wore MAC's Ruby Woo, which used to be one of my favorite, like MAC was my lipstick brand that I wore all the time, and I still have multiple bullet lipsticks from them. But I wore that for the first time in a long time today at the Christmas party. And I don't even know how to do bullet lipstick anymore. Like, I so prefer liquid lipsticks and having a wand and being able to do like a precise line. Like, I don't even, it was like, oh, this looks messy, even though I know it's just like how lipstick's supposed to look. Like a bullet lipstick, I was like, this looks messy. I don't even know how to put this back on. I don't know how to reapply. Like, it was just a mess because I've gotten so used to liquid lipstick. So that is definitely my preferred formula if I didn't already know that. But here is the finished look. I'm actually super happy with how this turned out. It was spotty there for a second, and I wasn't sure, but this is what I wanted to go for. This like brown, warm, like pinky going on thing. This is what I wanted. So I'm very happy and proud of myself. Sometimes I'm good at makeup, you know? Sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. So comment down below and let me know your holiday plans. Vlogmas is still going on, so if you have anything that you want to see or stuff you want to see in the new year or whatever, definitely let me know. Stuff you want to see specifically on this channel. I do have a lot of things coming out that people have already requested, but if you have anything else that you want to see me do, anything makeup related, not makeup related, skincare, hair, personal life stuff, comment down below and let me know. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye!